Good morning, friends. Welcome to our YouTube channel, Sir Abdul Sattar Khan. 2.6 The Planners ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग एक्टिविटीज़ और क्वेश्चन आंसर देखेंगे। चलिए शुरुआत करते हैं। 2.6 द प्लानर्स 11th इंग्लिश स्टेट बोर्ड क्वेश्चन आंसर। क्वेश्चन नंबर 1 का A1 है, रीड द पोएम एंड कंप्लीट द वेब अबाउट द एक्टिविटीज़ द प्लानर्स डू। The planners plan and build modern cities to utilize every bit of space available, grid all the spaces and fill them with permutations of possibilities, rearrange buildings with roads which meet at desired points, align buildings along roads, kick aside old structures that may not suit in modern appearance, pile non-stop, drill right through the fossils of the last century. A2. Go through the poem and state whether the following statements are true or false. Planners plan to construct buildings whenever they find place. Planners take public consent for the alterations they make in the old structures of the city. C. Planners are concerned about the environment of the area. Planners make their plans mathematically perfect. At the same time, they calculate their profit. E. Planners deliberately find drawbacks in the old city planning. F. The newly planned city looks modern and amazingly beautiful. G. Planners paint beautiful pictures of the upcoming changes in the city which charm the citizens. H. Planners make tactful changes so that citizens do not recognize the familiar landmarks. पहले का आंसर है फॉल्स, दूसरा ट्रू, तीसरा फॉल्स, चौथा ट्रू, पांचवा ट्रू, छठा ट्रू, सातवां ट्रू और आठवां भी ट्रू। A3. Read the expressions, the blueprint of our past tomorrow. Consider in a group why the poet has not mentioned the present. The buildings are in alignment with roads which meet at desired points. They erase the flaws, blemishes of the past. So history is new again. The blueprint of our past is tomorrow. The drilling goes right through the fossils of last century. The term anesthesia in the poem means the planners give beautiful pictures of the new modern city. Now, now find out what amnesia and hypnosis are in the given extract. If I pick out the statements which aptly depict the theme of the poem, the theme of the poem in the poem, the memories of the past. In the planners, the poet describes unstoppable force of modernization. The poet talks about the replacements of natural environment by the concrete jungle. The poet proposes to stop modernization. The poet laments helplessly. BCE. Amnesia means inability to recall some or any of the past. Here, amnesia means various incentives offered by the planners so that the people lose any sentimental attachment to the past. They brainwash people so that they forget the importance of their country's history and nature's beauty. Second, hypnosis. Hypnosis means the state of a being a trance focused on one object and being less aware of. Here, hypnosis means manipulation of the people's thought by the planners so that the people conform to the developments and policies laid down by the planners. They hypnotize the people into welcoming the new world by making it seem perfect. The tone of the poet is sarcastic. When he writes, all spaces are gridded, filled with permutations of possibilities. He intends to indicate the efforts made by the planner to exploit every available piece of land without any consideration of harming nature or violating attachment of people to places. Write an appreciation of the poem. Write a summary of the poem. Knock off useless blocks with dental dexterity. So history is new again. Not a single drop to stain the blueprint of our past tomorrow. All groups are plugged with gleaming gold. The country wears a perfect rows of shining teeth. They erase the flaws, the blemishes of the past. Appreciation of the poem. Award the poem. Poet title. The poem The Planners is written by Boy Kim Cheng. The poet describes the constant development of Singapore. Poem is a criticism of modernization at the cost of country's heritage and history. Poet expresses his disapproval of unyielding building projects carried out by the planners. Central idea theme. The poet's country, Singapore, is being turned into a concrete jungle and losing its past in the process. Poem moves around the theme of preservation of history and nature against the onslaughts of urbanization. Though improvement is essential for a country, it should not come at the expense of losing its root. Poetic devices, language style. Number of poetic devices like alliteration, antithesis, irony, paradox, and personification is used. The poem is best example of extended metaphor. The language is simple, but the tone is of a sarcasm. The poem is in free verse. Poem is written in short lines, which shows poet's courteousness in criticizing the planners and the desires of planners. Special features, novelties. To convey the emotions, poet used extended metaphor. The mathematical reference in the first stanza creates visual image of all the structures being crammed into grids of various sizes, making them appear confined. Message, values, morals in the poem. Message is very clear in this poem. The poet conveys the message of not losing the past in this day, an age of modernization, because without past a country would be nothing but a cluster of lifeless structures. Poem focuses on the severe consequences of rapid urbanization on the history of a country rather than the more commonly known effect on the environment. Summary of the poem title. The title of the poem, The Planners, focuses the loss of history as well as nature due to over urbanization. To make city more attractive and beautiful, builders pull down the old structures. Introductory paragraph. The poem is a satire as it marks the planner's desire to build a flawless world. The poem strongly opposes structural uniformity. The tone of the poem is sarcastic. Main body, central idea. The poet expresses how his country is being turned down by the planners for building perfectly measured and confined structures that erase Singapore's history and push nature away from its landscape. The planners want to reinvent history and therefore recklessly drilled recklessly drilled to build sky high structures without being sensitive to the country's heritage. The building up is, of course, for profits, but the planners claim that the city will look better. They work like dentists, demolishing old structures like removing decaying teeth and putting up new buildings. Conclusion. The poem reflects what is going on in many places. In the name of development, nature is destroyed by human being for its profit. The poem's appeal lies in its unique instance of on destruction caused by modernization, as it emphasizes on the consequences of the urbanization, on history as opposed to just nature. Read the expression permutation of possibility. The consonant sound P at beginning successive words create a sonorous effect. This is an example of alliteration. Find out more examples. Explain the extended metaphor related with dentistry. Alliteration. Examples of alliteration. Useless blocks with dental dexterity. All gaps are plugged with gleaming gold. But my heart would not bleed poetry. Not a single drop to strain the blueprint of our past's tomorrow. The skies surrender. Extended metaphor. Line number 10 to line number 22 of the poem has a comparison related with dentistry. This type of comparison has a dominant part of the poem is known as extended metaphor. The poet says that dentist removes infections and stains from the teeth just like planners erase the flaws and blemishes of the past. Planners even knock off useless blocks the same way a dentist would extract a rotten tooth because it doesn't serve its purpose anymore. Such comparison continues till line number 22. Complete the following table: figures of speech, oxymoron, paradox, personification, and the sky's surrender. The sky is imagined to act like human being. Alliteration with gleaming gold. The sound of letter G has been repeated. Oxymoron of our past to tomorrow. Two opposite concepts have been placed in the same line. Metaphor. The country wears perfect rows of shining teeth, the perfect smile. Building have been indirectly compared to perfect rows of teeth. Anesthesia, amnesia, hypnosis. Personification. Country has been personified by given the ability to wear a smile. Paradox. So history is new again. Line contradicts itself since history can never be new. Compose four lines expressing the grief of having lost nature due to modernization. Imagine that a person who has returned to his native place after a long time is talking to his old friend about the changes that have taken place in the village. Write a dialogue between two friends who have become nostalgic about their old village. Write in short about at least five cities in India that are considered to be the most developed cities. Compose four lines. My city has lost its original face. Oh, brother, it is a modernization race. My children asking me question. Where was their forefathers' destination? Junaid, hello Zaid. Zaid, hello Junaid. It's a great pleasure to see you again after a long period of time. Junaid, yes, it's a long time. Last we met. How, how you how have you been? Zaid, I am fine and started a business with my father. Junaid, Zaid, I see a lot of changes in the village. Everything is changed here. Lot of new buildings, construction and bridge in our village. Zaid, yes, it's completely changed with the span of time. Junaid, but the garden and so many trees are reduced. Where are those trees gone? Zaid, those trees and garden cut down to make place for industries. Junaid, I think it is very sad to cut down trees to build factories and help to increase the pollution. Zaid, yes, you are right, but a lot of things have changed in the past few years. Our village is now become a city. Market and factories are started here. Junaid, yes, bro, our village is developed, but what about pollution, birds, trees, rain? How can we show to our future generations? Zaid, I agree with you. Junaid, we became modern but lost the touch with our soil. Introduction of more developing countries, Mumbai or Bombay. Mumbai is the capital of Maharashtra and known as the important city in India. It is known as commercial market of India. Film industry, share market and other important industries are located here. Job opportunities attracts the people all over India to rush Mumbai. Delhi, capital city of India, political headquarter, parliament, Supreme Court, and all important offices are here. Industry and business market attracts the people all over the world. इसके अलावा आप हैदराबाद, बेंगलोर, पुणे, पुणे, अहमदाबाद इन या कलकत्ता, मद्रास इन सिटीज़ का भी लिख सकते हैं। उम्मीद है आपको हमारा वीडियो पसंद आया होगा। अगले वीडियो में दोबारा मुलाकात होगी। खुदा हाफिज़।